Behind every strong community is someone willing to build. Hello and welcome to Thriving at Altitude. I'm your host, Dave Donahue. Join me high in the Rockies as we explore conversations with entrepreneurs, community leaders, and local business owners who are building, growing, and thriving right here at Altitude. Welcome to Thriving at Altitude. Today we have our guest, Koelker, Dr. Christine Koelker.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm excited.
So tell us a little bit about coming to the Valley. What brought you here?
I moved here 24 years ago now. And long story, I was not a chiropractor when I moved here. I actually moved here, loved the mountains. I was working in automotive promotions. And I was launching, can I say a brand name?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I was launching Land Rover's new SUV. And my team and I did such a good job that the company sent us to Vail for a couple days. And I had a job waiting for me in Boulder. Spent 2 days in Vail and decided that that's where I wanted to move. And very graciously declined the job in Boulder, packed up my little VW Bug and moved out here. Worked for some amazing companies doing events and traveled around the country, Canada. Decided I didn't want to live in a pickup truck anymore. Vail was always my home base, even when I was traveling. But I was traveling so much that I didn't actually get to spend time here. And I wanted something that was going to allow me to plant some roots. And I had always been interested in holistic medicine. Decided I was going to take a break from the road, go back to school, become a chiropractor. And my passion was really always animals. And so I was able to combine the two and knew I always wanted to come back to Vail. So took a short stint in St. Louis for 6 years and made my way back here. So nice. Long story short, really compact.
No, that's great.
So that's my background.
And you're helping the animals, you're helping the dogs, you're helping the cats.
I certainly hope so.
And you're doing chiropractic.
I am, yes.
Animals.
So I am a licensed and certified animal chiropractor. In order to have that distinction, you either have to be a human chiropractor or a veterinarian, have graduated from that education, and then you go on and you do post-grad work to become a certified animal chiropractor. And the funny thing is, I have to do more continuing education for my animal chiropractic than I do for my human chiropractic education. Yeah. So we're very well educated.
Got it. Tell me about sort of the mobile aspect and who you're going to see. Who's your typical kind of day or patient?
So I wouldn't say any day is like typical, which is one of the beauties of the job. I am mobile, as you said. I used to have a brick and mortar office, and what I realized was I was always asking questions about, like, what are the floors in your home? I'm asking the parents, not the dogs. How many stairs do you have? Are they wood? Is it carpet? Are they jumping up on a couch, a bed? How big is it? And I realized if I was coming to the home, one, the dog didn't have to travel. So if it doesn't like being in the car, it's not getting stressed. It's not coming to a new environment that it doesn't know, so maybe it's acting out of character. And then also I get to see how these animals were behaving in their own environment. I got to watch them walk on the floor. I got to watch them either jump up and down off the couch or not be able to, and then test it right there, like real time. So that's how I became mobile. And then typically my practice area is Gypsum to Vail. Okay. And I try and do a good job scheduling so that I can maximize my time in a certain area. And, spend a day down in Vail, spend a day down in Gypsum. And then it really depends on if I'm seeing a cat or a dog. I do specialize in dogs. So usually my day is dogs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
They can't tell you what's wrong with them, but you can see by their movement and sort of there's some signs and symptoms. Yeah. Plus the owner who's close with the animal will know if something has changed. Yeah. And so is this typically something that every dog has or in older age they're going to have?
So like every dog could benefit from you?
Yeah, I should clarify. will some dogs go through their whole life without needing chiropractic? Or would you say...
Loaded question.
Yeah, right. Or you would say it's always going to be beneficial, like it is with humans
Yes,
as well.
correct.
Yeah.
If you have a spine, if you have a nervous system, chiropractic will 100% benefit you. Most of my patients, my clients, are older. I think the longer I'm in practice, the more I'm seeing the younger dogs come in. I'm getting like second and third generation, so the parents understand the benefits earlier. Also the veterinarians, right? Because I work very closely. We have an amazing group of vets in our valley. We're so lucky. And I work very closely with several of them. So when they see a client come in who's maybe older and they're getting chiropractic care, and then that family gets another dog and they're younger and that family decides to start the care earlier, the veterinarians are also seeing that. So it's like, it's kind of like a community project, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a community of animal lovers. So still the majority of my clients are senior. I see a lot of arthritic dogs, dogs that were big time athletes. You know, we have such an active lifestyle in the valley, and that extends to our animals.
Right.
You know, they're our best friends. We want to spend time with them. And sometimes we probably take them out a little earlier than we should in their growing age, or we go a little harder than they should, but they don't ever want to slow down. Right? They're very stoic. They want to spend time with us. So I'm seeing that as they're older. I'm seeing like the wear and tear, if you will.
Right.
So if you get your dog in earlier, right, you get them in when they're 1, 2, when they're puppies.
Right.
We can keep their bodies balanced. We can really help with injury prevention and slow that wear and tear down. And then when they do get injured, they often heal faster because their bodies are stronger. Right. Their nervous systems are more balanced. So as they age more gracefully.
I love that. If you had certain breed maybe that was, let's like a herding dog or farming dog or things like that, they're probably going to be a different kind of challenge than if you have a smaller dog or pug or bulldog or something like that.
Oh, goodness. I laugh because I recently got a new pug patient, and he is just lovely. Oh. If his parents hear this, they'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep.
But their other pug, his little brother, wants all the attention, and so he literally screams like a meme on Instagram. Like it is for real. Pugs have like such a distinct vocalization, we'll call it. But it really, like, yes, there are breed standards, right? I would say healers especially, they test my speed and my skill. They don't want any extras. They have a job to do. They are going to stand there and let me work on them because their parents told them they had to. Right. But they don't want the extras because a healer doesn't need help. Like, they're very independent, right? And then other dogs, they just love the body work.
I picture a golden retriever.
Just
lying down and being ready for all work.
So I don't have favorites, but I might have a favorite or two. Okay. And Henry, the avalanche dog, I'll probably cry talking about him. He was one of my patients. And it was so funny because I would adjust him, and then I did a lot of soft tissue work on him. Like, he worked so hard, and his body reflected it, right? Like, he's just such an amazing creature. And he loved body work. So I'd massage him, and then we'd do stretching and trigger point work. And as soon as I stopped, he would look up at me like, no, we're not done yet, and then just flop right back down. And he is one of my most memorable as far as dogs that love body work. But some, they love to be touched. They love the work. They know it helps. A lot of times parents are surprised on how accepting an animal is. Because they don't typically get touched like that, right? Maybe they don't like going to the vet. But it's such a unique practice that, yes, you have your breed standards. Huskies too. Like I grew up with Huskies. I currently have a Husky mix. They are very unique in their own right. Again, speed. You don't have a lot of time with them. But then once they get to know, this helps, this feels good, they're much more accepting and they're much more tolerant.
That would I would say also is a good reason for starting earlier in the dogs.
Very good point.
As a puppy, because then they get used to it a little more. And then some dogs just magically also just love a stranger coming in or love a massage or, pets. Yeah. And so there's probably a lot of variation there.
It helps that I generally smell like beef liver too, because I usually have treats in my pockets. I'll be walking down a random sidewalk, like between apartment complexes, and dogs will just run up to me, and the owner's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, no, I literally smell like beef liver. Like, I have beef liver in my pockets.
You give off beef liver vibes?
I totally give off beef liver vibes and dog loving vibes. So that definitely helps. Like, I'm not above bribing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, that's great. Are there other animals that, other than dogs, that seem to be more popular lately?
Or like in my practice?
Well, I saw cats and bunnies were on the list.
Yes.
I got to ask about bunnies.
So the bunnies, specifically the one bunny that I worked on the most was my sister's.
Okay.
He had very bad digestive issues.
Okay.
So when he would have a flare-up, I would go over and adjust him, and it generally would clear things up. And that, again, is a great example of how chiropractic can help more than just joints, more than arthritis.
Right.
Because we were really helping to calm his nervous system, to impact the, so it was adjusting the area of the spine that innervates into those digestive organs.
Right.
So by, we'll say, clearing the nervous system, clearing those restrictions, his body was just innately able to function the way it's meant to.
There's like a systemic improvement.
So, the poopy's cleared up.
Yeah.
To keep it clean.
Yeah, right.
And that was pretty consistent over several years. And he was so easy to work on. I mean, granted, like, he was a pet, very well loved, very well handled. So my sister would just hold him, and then I would adjust him, and he did wonderfully.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. Reptiles?
Not my thing.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, not my thing. There are chiropractors out there that have.
Yeah.
I have taken some classes with a very well-known chiropractor on Instagram that adjusts exotics.
Yeah. Exotics, right. Okay.
Yeah, like elephants. Actually, I take that back. An elephant is on his bucket list.
Got it.
When I asked him last time I saw him in class. But he does giraffes and a lot of exotics. That is not my training.
Okay.
Although I would love to do that. Lemurs are on my list.
It sounds very interesting.
Alpacas. If anyone's got an alpaca out there, I'd love to work with a veterinarian so that I could...
you might know some alpaca owners out there.
Call into Dave. I would love to work with the alpacas.
Awesome.
But primarily, I see dogs. Part of that is because that is my specialty.
Yep.
Chiropractic really, I think, got its footing in the equine world. My cousin actually was a nationally ranked equestrian. She's in her 60s, 50s, 60s, and when she was in her 20s, she was getting her horse adjusted. So this goes back, 40 years. She would get herself or her horse adjusted before her. That's how impactful the work was. So really in the equine world, it's been pretty popular, much longer than with dogs. The more dogs become family members and not just like a pet, as well as show dogs, dogs that are athletes, like the dock dogs. I've had several dock dog patients. They're so fun to work with. You've got agility dogs. So we're talking like competitive level. You're seeing a lot more chiropractic in that world now as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Super important. Toes.
Yeah. Right. Just little adjustments.
Here's a fun little tidbit for you. If you've ever seen the dogs that chase the tennis balls, they get shot out. And they like run down this like a lane. There's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then they hit the this pad, and it throws a tennis ball, and they turn really fast. Anyways, they're in agility dogs as well. Getting their toes adjusted is critical because that is their foundation, right?
Right.
So if their little paws are not working the way they should, if they have a restriction in there, their takeoff isn't as fast. They're turning, when they're weaving.
Yeah.
So it's so much more than just the spine.
Interesting.
Every little joint counts.
That's amazing. I look at like how dogs sort of all walk a little differently. And so you can probably spot some things just by the gait and the movement of the dog, like where they're going to have stress points or if their paws, or maybe if they have something, pain in a certain area like paw or a joint.
Sure.
You can see by walking sort of when they're walking what's happening with them.
My husband makes fun of me all the time because I'm always looking at dog butts. And it's just like, that dog is the cutest butt. But did you see? But no, to your point, it absolutely. And a lot of human chiropractors do this too. Like we're just always evaluating gaits, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at the way people walk.
Yep.
We're looking at the way the hips move. And then in dogs, we're looking for like kind of a specific wave that goes through the spine. And when you're watching them walk, if you're seeing one wave or goes to the side one way than the other, better.
Asymmetry.
Right? An asymmetry, right? Like there's a nice fluid movement on one side and it's choppy on the other. Then you can kind of tell before you even put your hands on that dog where the restriction's going to be. There's a lot of like cross patterns, right? So I'm thinking of a particular dog right now. Both in human medicine, it would be called the ACL, but like the CCL for dog. Oh, okay. So the dog had torn both ACLs.
Got it.
And it was about 18 months apart, but we started to see the impact in the front, right? Because the dog is they're quadrupeds. They're shifting all the way to the front. Right. And actually developed an elbow issue in the front opposite.
Compensation.
Totally compensation.
Right.
Right. So we're also looking at previous injuries. How is that injury creating a particular pattern and what other joints are affected? Or if it's a acute injury, I'm not just looking at where that injury is. I'm looking at, okay, so if we have a left hip, what's going on in the right shoulder, right side of the neck?
Yes.
And then we're really focusing on injury prevention in that area.
Right. Question I always have for chiropractors is you don't necessarily have to hear the adjustment to know that you've done some straightening out. Probably not the best term. Aligning. You've done some aligning without hearing the classic sound of chiropractic.
It's called cavitation.
Right.
The chiropractic music.
Yeah.
Animals don't have the cavitation nearly as much as a human. And I honestly can't tell you why their joints. So the cavitation, that pop is just gas releasing from the joint.
Right.
And I can't tell you exactly the physiology behind why the dog's joint doesn't hold the gas or release it the same way. That being said, there are certain areas that I have found, like the sacrum, which is the very base of the spine, tends to be a little bit noisier on dogs. But through the rest of their spine, you're not really going to be hearing much. Toes pop every once in a while. Horses, you're going to hear it more than a dog. I've had some pretty good pops made with adjusting horses when I was, because I specialize in small animals, specialize in dogs. I am trained in large animals, so I have adjusted a lot of horses. And you'll get some big some noises out of them, but it just isn't as common. It does not mean the adjustment hasn't been successful. And although the noise is fun, really we're looking at noticeable change in mobility, in pain, and just general comfort. Does that animal, whether it's a human or a dog or a cat or whatever, are they moving better? Is their behavior more normal? Are they sleeping better? Like, that's huge.
Right, that makes sense.
And parents notice when their dogs aren't sleeping well.
Absolutely.
And I do hear that. Like, I don't know what's wrong with my dog, but he can't get comfortable. He's not napping the way he usually is. He's getting me up in the middle of the night. Like, he's pacing. Those are all indicators that, maybe there's something going on a pain level.
Okay. So when you're doing an assessment, and so you're getting the call, or someone found you, and they're interested in getting help for their animal, you're going to do a mobile access to them. You're going to be able to arrive. And what's that process like when you first get there? You haven't met the animal yet.
Sure.
And you're doing an assessment, and
what does that look like?
And possibly, and what does it look like for the parent of the animal, maybe financially as well?
Great question.
Walk us through that.
Yeah. So the assessment's going to start with the first phone call. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. one of those questions is going to be, has your animal seen the vet? In the state of Colorado, our laws are, as long as you're a licensed, certified animal chiropractor, you do not need the permission or the supervision of a veterinarian. But you do need to inform the veterinarian this animal has gotten chiropractic care. Whether that's me telling them or the parent telling them, we have to know that veterinarian has been informed.
It's like one level above a courtesy.
Yeah.
It's not required, but it's probably really
So it is required.
suggested.
It is
Okay.
required
It is
by
required.
law
Okay.
that the veterinarian is informed.
Got it. Okay.
It used to be that the veterinarian had to sign off on a release form saying that the animal chiropractor could treat the patient.
Okay.
Those laws changed
Okay.
about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Some wonderful chiropractors worked really, really hard. They lobbied, worked with a lot of veterinarians, worked with the veterinarian board, so everybody was on the same page.
Yeah.
And now we have that clearance that we can treat animals without the supervision or permission, but we do need to let the vet know. So that's going to be one of my main questions.
Okay. Right.
Who's your vet? Has the animal been seen for this issue, and how recently?
Great.
Typically, I like the vet to have a look-see first.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's like my dog was, an athlete all its life. He's just aging. This goes back to a large majority of my animals are older.
Yeah.
So this would be a really common call. There's nothing wrong with my dog. I've had x-rays done. The vet has said he's got arthritis. He's just getting older. I don't want my dog to have to be in pain meds all the time. Is there an alternative? And so then I'll start asking questions about activity, back to that, like, is he jumping in and out of the car? Used to, isn't anymore. So I'll have a whole litany of questions for you. And then before we even get to the point where I'm at your house, I'm going to let you know what the financial aspect of it is.
Right.
So we'll just answer that right now.
Yeah.
It's $115 for the first visit, and I do ask that you reserve 45 minutes to an hour. Some dogs are going to let me touch them for 5 minutes. Right. Other dogs at the hour, I'm going to have to say, we're done. Right? I got to go to the next one.
Yep.
But a lot of that appointment is me sitting on the floor with the dog, especially the first visit, letting the dog just get to know me. Chiropractic is not typically an emergency treatment.
Good.
Right? If it's an emergency, they're going to the vet.
Very good point.
So I don't have to rush it, right? I schedule my appointments long the first visit so that the dog has time to get to know me, to trust me. You have been adjusted. Yes.
I have, and benefited from it.
Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So, it's a very hands-on, it's personal, right?
Yes.
That dog needs to trust me. He needs to know I'm safe, that my intentions are good, that my touch is going to be gentle. I talk to the animal a lot. Parents are welcome to ask questions. Most of the time, I'm going to be talking to the dog. So that's why the appointment's so long. Like, I'm not hands-on adjusting for an hour. The actual adjustment only takes 5-10 minutes. But we're going to do a gait evaluation. I'm going to be looking around your house. I will not judge you if you did not clean that day. My house is probably messier. I have a lot of animals.
That's okay.
But I am looking for how many stairs do you have? What's the flooring like? What is the height of the furniture the dog's jumping in and out of, or the bed? Some people have dog beds that are fancy and they look like little couches.
Yeah.
Do you have ramps? Do you have stairs to get from the floor to the couch? Like the pug, right? They have stairs specially made for all the couches and the chairs and the windowsills. So I'm looking at all that stuff.
Right.
And then I'll ask again a lot of questions to the parent. I'm going to ask about diet. I'm going to ask about supplements and medication. On that note, I am not allowed to give recommendations on supplements or medication.
Right.
Every parent asks me, and I will tell them we have some great pet stores in town that give really good references and recommendations. Always check with your veterinarian
You cannot
first.
prescribe.
I cannot diagnose or prescribe.
Got it.
And I'm really strict about, I'm not going to tell you to put your animal on something and not have you check with your vet first.
The vet's going to know.
Yeah. And
Right.
I'll tell you,
Exactly.
I use this on my dog. It's been successful. If you want to try it on yours, check with your veterinarian.
Absolutely.
Make sure it's safe. Make sure it doesn't interact with any medications that they might be on.
Right.
Check the ingredients. Are they allergic to anything?
Just like with a human.
Just like with a human.
Yeah.
My scope of practice is much larger in human medicine and as a human chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
And I have very strict rules that, I need to follow as a animal chiropractor.
Yeah.
That going back to those the chiropractors that lobbied for us to have a more flexible scope of practice.
Yes.
I don't want to risk anything, right? So it's also really important that the veterinarians in our town know that I respect their work, that I want to work with them.
I have a feeling they know. Yeah.
And honestly, do no harm, right? We take an oath, do no harm. It's always first and foremost that dog is healthy and happy and safe. So ask me all the questions about supplements you want. I'm just going to tell you, go back to your veterinarian.
Yeah.
But on that note, I want to know what they're taking because that gives me a lot of insight into what kind of support they're getting. If it's a joint supplement or a gut supplement, it gives me a window into their health. So it's important I know, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That was a really long tangent.
No, it's okay.
Food, I want to know what kind of food they're eating.
Yeah.
Because that definitely.
The food discussion.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
It's a hot one,
there's
too.
a lot of fillers.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of grains they shouldn't have.
Or should, depending.
Or should.
Yeah.
Interesting,
It's a hot topic right now.
Yeah. And then the brand that was perfect for them 10 years ago gets bought out by a bigger company. Mm-hmm. Then things change.
Or stage of life, right?
Yeah. Do you have any general recommendations in the food category for people, for dogs?
Consult your veterinarian.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I love it.
So, it is a longer discussion.
Yeah.
I have gone through a lot with my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely am open and willing to share those experiences with people.
Yeah.
But also letting them know, I have high needs animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's my choice to have those animals in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And food is literally part of their medicine.
Right.
Whether or not somebody else chooses to have that same situation, it's going to change the topic a little bit.
Right.
Anybody who has a pit bull knows they have allergies.
Got it.
Right? So I'm very limited to what I can feed my pit bull.
Mm-hmm.
So that changes the conversation around food.
It makes sense.
Also, I have a 2-year-old German Shepherd Husky who literally could trail run 10 miles every day if we let him. So his caloric needs are a lot different.
Right.
Right? My pit bull used to be able to do that, and now she's totally happy to be a couch potato. Her food, her caloric needs have changed through her lifestyle change, or through her life phases, her life stages, right?
Yeah.
So a puppy, a teenager, a senior dog, those are all going to impact what they're eating.
Great.
Yeah.
Water, hydration, is that part of the picture?
It is, and it's interesting you say that because it's different here in the higher elevation than, say, if you lived in Florida, right? So anybody who might be listening from out of town, so important. If you brought your dog with you, they need more water, just like we do.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm. And always make sure that you have enough water when you're taking, this is for locals and for visitors, make sure you bring enough water and snacks on hikes for your dogs.
Right.
Dogs need snacks just like we do when we're hiking. It goes back to that, how much energy are you putting out?
Yep.
You need to replenish those calories.
Yep.
Dogs will bonk on a hike just like we will if they aren't getting the nutrition that they need.
Got it.
We got off track from that. What does an appointment look like? But those were great questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to talk any more about repeat clients, and once you've established a great client and parent is willing to jump in and learn more and have more treatments, is there a magic number, or are you?
No.
Okay, there's a continuous sort of aspect to the work.
Circling back to your other question about what does an appointment look like, this is how I would end the appointment, right? So we've done the evaluation, we looked at the house, we talked about food, we talked about supplements, I did the adjustment.
Yep.
I have various techniques I can use based on what the dog needs. If they're acutely painful, if they're a senior, if it's pretty straightforward, if they're... We'll just leave it at that because we could go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So we've done the adjustment.
Yep.
I've got lots of tools in my tool bag to accommodate various different kinds of patients. So we're done. Dog is resting.
Yep.
I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll have already told you this in that initial phone call, but I want to review it. Your dog might be extra thirsty that day. Just like if you got a massage and all those toxins are released, dogs just like innately, they're so smart. They innately know they need more water. So definitely make sure they have a full bowl of water. Don't let them overdrink so they don't throw up. They might be really sleepy, like really sleepy. They just sleep hard. Awesome. Let their body rest. They might have a gross poop because we are activating the body to flush out toxins, and sometimes that's poop. So I tell them to look out for that. That's usually only the first adjustment. And they might be more sore. So keep in mind, we just moved stuff. We just stretched stuff. The first 24 hours, they might actually look a little worse, and that's totally normal. Just keep an eye on them. And then I would say, I want to see your dog in 10 to 14 days. And this is generalized because every dog is different, right? So some dogs might need a check-in a little sooner, but we're just going to generalize right now.
Okay.
So 10 to 14 days, I want to check in. At that time, I'll ask a bunch more questions, and we'll see, how did the dog respond? Should have I been here 5 days ago? Like they were great for 5 days and then just like went down the tube again. So that gives me some indications as to how well the dog held the adjustment. Then that will give me an idea of when we're going to book that next appointment. And then we'll have an idea of, okay, this is going to be 6 visits. Dogs don't need to be adjusted nearly as much as humans, or as many times as humans. Again, there are those special circumstances, really severe, maybe they're getting adjusted 2 or 3 times in a week. That would be very rare. I have a lot of seasonal patients, so I see them 4 or 5 times a year.
Okay.
And they do great, because then if they do get a little hitch in their giddy up, parents call, and we get them better so much faster. My senior dogs, I generally see every 6 to 8 weeks, and that seems to be like, I don't want to say magic number.
Right.
But 6 to 8 weeks really seems to help those senior arthritic dogs stay healthy and happy, stay mobile. I am thinking actually about one guy, he's 15 in June, and he walks 6 miles like probably almost 3 days a week. I see him much more frequently.
Got it.
The parents are very dedicated to his health and happiness. They want him to stay active just like they are. And he does really well with that. It's not like they're overdoing it, and so I'm just coming in and like cleaning up the mess. Absolutely not. He is a healthy dog. His parents have had me working on him for a couple of years now. He responds really, really well. And I think he's aging backwards. Not just because of the chiropractic. That's part of it. But his parents take really good care of him, and they recognize the benefit, so they're willing to have me come in a lot.
He's the portrait of Doggy in Gray.
Oh my gosh, I like his dad called him Benjamin Button the other day.
Exactly.
Like aging backwards. But it's like I tell my 10-year-old dog, like, this dog is our example. You must follow. So every dog is an individual, every cat, every horse, every human. So there is no magic combination. But there are patterns that we see, you know, and the seniors generally do really well. 4, 6, 8 weeks in there. Just depends on their lifestyle.
I love that you're doing the favor for the dogs. That you're doing it for them, and that gives a sparkle to it. That gives a magic to it. That you're really helping them.
I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm the one who is given the gift. Like, for an animal to trust you enough to get on the floor and put your hands on them like that and accept your work it's such a gift. Like, I'm following my passion for sure. Like, animals, dogs specifically, are my world. But it is such an honor for an animal to trust you like that. Yeah. So I feel like I'm the one that gets the favor. I thank every animal for letting me work on them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How can people find you?
They can call me.
Okay.
That's the best way.
Okay.
I respond fastest through text.
Okay.
Do you want me to give my phone number?
I can put it on the graphic for people.
Okay.
Yep.
Or you can go to my website if you just want some more information. If you want to learn a little bit about the other techniques that I do, animalcampchiro.com.
Okay.
And then my phone number's there as well. Please do not message me through my website.
Got it.
It just doesn't work very well, and it gets really delayed.
Okay.
And I do like to try and get back to people as quickly as possible. So that's not the best way. But if you just want information,
Yep.
animalcampchiro.com or
Yep. But text calls.
Text or call.
Yep.
I always want to talk to you before.
Right.
But if you want to text me just to get the conversation going, that's quick.
Yep. And I did see cash or Venmo is preferred.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
So $115 for the first visit, 45 minutes to an hour. Zelle, Venmo, cash. I don't do credit cards. Sorry, guys. I'm just too small of a business.
Okay.
And then follow-up appointments are half hour to 45 minutes, and those are $100.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah,
We've
thank
had
you
a
for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. We've had a really diverse group come on, and I love to have all different types of entrepreneurs and successful people, locals come in and tell their story, and we really appreciate you being here.
So many dogs to benefit from this.
And the dogs, thank you too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again for being here, Thriving at Altitude, signing out. You can always reach me. I have some information at the end, how to get in touch with us. Thanks again.
Thank you, Dave.
If you have any questions about any of our guests or want to be part of the show, please email me at davedonahue@kw.com. Feel free to reach out.